How you going? If you've ever used a pressure washer, you've probably had the same thought as me. You turn it on and you feel the power and the speed of the water running through your hands. And that makes you think, what would happen if I put this in my oven? And then, after that, you probably want to know how many pressure washers it would take to get you in the air. So today, I'm going to find out. Okay, when you search online, you find a bunch of fake videos of people.
Habt ihr auch früher, wenn ihr so in so einem Whirlpool saßt, immer so eure Badehose damit so aufgeblasen?
Flying. Like this one by Zach King. Oh my gosh, it's flying! Or this one by these two goofy guys just mucking around during work. With these two pressure washers conveniently faced perfectly towards the camera. And surely, if it was this easy, every tradie in Australia would be flying to work. But maybe it is. So I took apart my pressure washer bidet and pointed the pressure washer down at this scale to see how much force they actually produce. And most days my weight is roughly between 88 and 90 kilos, depending on if I do a morning poo and whether that poo falls on the scale or not. And now,
der Mann muss anfangen, Socken zu tragen in seinen Videos. Das ist einfach nur disgusting.
I turn on the washer.
Digga, was genau geht mit dem C ab, Bro? Was ist der C? Bro, der C sieht genauso komisch aus wie Felix Fingernägel, Alter.
And now, when I turn on the washer...
Bro, der sieht auf der anderen Seite genauso aus. Was ist das?
I weigh 1.5 kilos less, which means that unless those goofy men weighed 3 kilos, the video is fake. And this is way less power than I was hoping for, and means I would need 80 of these cheapo pressure washers strapped to every part of my body to cancel out my weight, which would cost me $16,000 and is not going to happen. So I need to find a stronger power washer. And I don't really understand the physics and maths behind it, but I think that if I weigh 90 kilos, I essentially need 90 kilos of upwards force every second to get my big booty off the ground. And it is possible to do these with water, as there are companies that offer water jetpack experiences that work by essentially strapping their customers to the exhaust of a jet ski, which gives some pretty impressive results.
Das würde ich voll gerne mal machen.
And jet skis have a flow rate of 4,000 liters per minute, which is heaps. To put that in perspective, my mate Alexa has a flow rate of around 1.5 liters per minute.
Damn. Ey, zum Glück hat er das in die Perspektive gebracht.
Compared to a normal pressure washer, which has 8 liters of flow per minute, so that means the jet ski has 500 times more water flow than a pressure washer. But using a jet ski is cheating, and I want to find a pressure washer strong enough. So I attempted to modify my existing pressure washer so it gets more flow, by drilling out the nozzle and removing the filter.
Easy.
But I broke it, which gave me the idea of breaking other people's pressure washers. So I borrowed a 3000 PSI, 15
Smart, bro,
pressure
smart.
washer.
Bitte deutsche Untertitel, bro, what the fuck?
Even though I won't be able to get the same flow rate as a jet ski, I'm hoping I can get the same force by having a much higher PSI.
Gibt es überhaupt deutsche Untertitel? Achso, die sind dann automatisch übersetzt, ja, mega geil. Junge, wie unfair das Verhalten wäre, das wenn ich so gucke.
And I got on the scale again after eating a big lunch and a bunch of fishing sinkers and now weigh 95 kilos. And this time it looks like I'm losing around 3 to 4 kilos, but it's hard to tell from all the water spray. And I really thought it would give me more lift, as it feels like it has more than 4 kilos of kickback. But maybe it's not transferring into lift as I'm not holding the hose tightly against my body. Then I figure I might get more thrust if I take off the nozzle, resulting in more water flow.
Oh. Nee, okay. Ich glaube, es geht nicht, oder?
Nah, now it looks like Alexa. The pressure washer needs the nozzle to build up pressure. Then I thought I might be able to make it stronger.
Digga, Alexa ist ein fresher Name,
finde ich. The handle and lost these tiny screws.
Ist nur Abfuck mit, you know?
Which didn't help either. And looks like I'm only getting 5 kilos of thrust. So I'm going to need more power.
Für eine Frau.
And I found these even stronger industrial petrol-powered pressure washers, which will deliver 20 liters of water a minute at 5,000 PSI. Which might be able to get me in the air if I have multiple of them. But before I hired them, I decided to see if my arms were even capable of supporting enough thrust to get me off the ground. So I made this pulley system, which I can add weight to, and will pull up my arms in the same direction as the pressure washers. Now, if I want to get off the ground, I need to be able to support
Bro, das mit dem Stuhl sieht ein bisschen falsch aus hier, Junge.
45 kilos of
Digga, holy shit.
But first, tried out the system with 20 kilos.
Ja, moin.
Now, some of you have probably noticed that I've moved house.
Digga, mein Favorite Moment war, wo er so diesen, was war das? Ich glaube, er hat so einen Hammer gebaut mit so Sprengstoff drin beim Schlagen. Und dann hat er so, geschlagen, Bro. Und er hatte einfach ein Loch in der Decke, Digga. Weil der Nagel so nach oben geflogen ist in die Decke, Digga. Ich schwöre, diese NA-Häuser sind so scuffed.
And this wasn't my choice. And it turns out landlords don't like it when you film yourself destroying stuff and blasting holes
oh my God.
in your ceiling.
Bro.
And the new garage is nice, but doesn't have the crappy DIY feel of my old place. So I made sure to replicate some of the most recognizable features, like this blade fan and some of the holes that my old place had. So let's just hope the new landlord doesn't watch this video. Also, lucky for me, my grandpa died. So I got a bunch of his tools from the 50s to add to my garage, like this drill press, a cool vise, a nice big tank of gas for the welder.
Bro, ist das ehrenlos.
And most excitingly, a tool I've always wanted to use. Child labor, which should allow me to make things much quicker. Okay, so I went outside and added 40 kilos to the rope, which was really hard to support.
Oh mein Gott, Digga. Ist das bodenlos.
And hurt my hand heaps. And that is even without the threat of being blasted open by water. So I can't imagine how hard it's going to be with the pressure washers. But I decided to hire the 4 big ones anyway. And I didn't realize how hard it would be to hire this many pressure washers, as most places only have 1 big one. And then when I finally found a place that had 4, I didn't consider that I needed a cover story as to why I needed them. And then when I was on the phone, I panicked and for some reason told them I needed 4 to clean my kitchen. So Kennards, if you're watching, here's me doing the dishes. And even though they seemed confused, they still delivered 4 giant pressure washers.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, just 4 of them. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, before I put them all on me, there are a couple of things I still need to do. Obviously, I can't hold 4.
Guten Tag, Herr Teller. Haben Sie sich in der Zeit vertan? Wann wird Lego aufgebaut? Pause. Ich glaube, kommende Woche. Also, heute haben wir viel Programm. Morgen auch, glaube ich. Aber also Marsch und ich werden als nächstes eher den Bonsai-Baum zusammenbauen.
Or pressure washers. So I need to make some kind of brace for my arms, which will help me stabilize them, but also means I'm attached to the pressure washers. So I'm going to fly wherever they take me. And I made the brace out of this square bar, which I cut into arm-sized pieces. I then welded on some right angle pieces for the rope to go through, and then also welded another brace on the end, which should help me hold my body weight against it in a similar way to crutches. Then I tied all the pressure washers, creating this almost illegal looking device. And then comes the most important step, which is dipping the end of the brace in the sponsor of today's video, PayPal Honey. Honey is the #1 shopping tool in America, but I like to think of it as being more similar to an online sidekick inside my computer and is always trying to find me great deals on the things I'm buying. Simply, Honey automatically searches for promo codes so you don't have to. And when you buy something, if Honey works on that site, it swoops in to help you find a great deal. It doesn't matter what you're buying, as Honey works on many of the sites you are already using. There is really no reason not to use Honey. It just sits there and helps you. For example, I was buying these pressure washers online and Honey found a coupon to save me $10. I find that when using Honey for online shopping, it
Digga, die Dinger haben noch locker irgendwie 16.000 Euro
really
gekostet.
takes off a lot of the pressure. So go now and add it to your browser for free at joinhoney.com/iditathing. That's joinhoney.com/iditathing.
Es gibt keine Streaming-Gebühren, einfach die 3, Bro.
Okay, back to the pressure washer gun. So I put down some plywood and some mats so I don't hurt myself when I fall down, and then pulled out this old record player to use as a platform. Then, because I only have 1 hose, I borrowed some more from my neighbor who was strangely supportive of what I was trying to do. And now I have 4 5,000 pressure washers hooked up to 4 separate water supplies with a combined of 20,000 PSI and 80 liters per minute flow rate, 80 times more than my mate. Okay, now before going straight to the 4 pressure washers, I just want to see what 2 feel like without an arm brace.
Gar nichts, oder? Digga, einfach, dass es so stark ist, dass man das nicht halten kann.
Holy sh.
Warum ist dieser Mann barfuß? Keine Ahnung, er ist in jedem Video barfuß, egal was er macht.
What was that?
The bad thing is,
Hi Kevin, ich wurde
it's like
vor
getting
1,5 Jahren
electrocuted because when it pushes up to this position, I can't let go of my grip.
It's pulling
Vielleicht spielt sie Trackmania, true.
away.
Too hard into my hand that it's gonna fly away. So I need to grip it.
That's insane.
That's one.
Digga,
It's a million times stronger.
racist, Digga.
And that wasn't a good idea.
Ey, Mann.
But luckily the nozzles want to fly up away from my feet. Although if they do cut them off, I will weigh less. Also, the scales weren't displaying much more weight loss than the 3000 psi pressure washer. But then I realized something. These pressure washers are rated to a flow rate of 20 liters per minute, but my neighbor's garden hose only outputs 8 liters per minute. So unless
Yeah.
these pressure washers pull out more water somehow, they aren't producing as much power as they could be.
Ja, das dachte ich mir auch gerade. Also so, da kommt auch super wenig Wasser raus. Das kann ja nicht schneller abpumpen,
So
oder?
I got this external pump, which has a flow rate of 7,200 liters per hour, which is 120 liters per minute, and then got these old sewage hoses, which were a little too small. So I used this
Sure,
heat
do,
gun to
Kevin. Nein,
loosen them up
free,
before
free, free.
shoving the pump into the hose's urethra, which now pump out heat.
Bro, so, wie heißt es, Schrumpfschlauch oder so? Dieses, was man so erwärmt, dann wird es so eng. Das muss das satisfyendste sein, was das Handwerk zu bieten hat, Bro.
And after connecting the new hoses, I
Ich liebe
tested
das.
out
Digga, zwei Sachen, so zum Beispiel 2 Kabel oder so, irgendwie zusammenzumachen und dann so einen Schrumpfschlauch drüber und mit Feuerzeug oder so das dann so schrumpfen zu lassen, ist so
the
satisfying.
braces with 2
Digga.
pressure washers.
Yeah, I figure I should test with just 2 first. Just considering how much one of those kicked, like,
Pretty terrifying.
it might be impossible to control.
You also look like an orc.
I feel like a Vietnam War guy.
Which side?
To flamethrowers and children.
Oh, yeah, great. The losing side. At least you're on the correct end of it. I'm going to be turning the stuff on over here. I'll be like directly down the nozzle from it.
Okay, yeah, you can turn it on.
Okay, these feel way stronger than the normal garden hoses, and were pushing me back really hard, and I couldn't really keep them in one spot. And even allowed me to do this,
Bro,
which
wie
doesn't look
viel
very
da
impressive on camera,
rauskommt, Junge.
but felt very cool in my head.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
So now
Holy
it's time
shit.
for all 4 pressure washers. But before I did that, I wanted to see what would happen to my head if the 4 pressure washers somehow did slip out of my hands and pointed directly at my face.
Oh no.
So in this order, we're going to turn these ones on first. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to turn them on first.
Okay.
And then you'll turn these ones
I'm
on.
turning on all of them.
Das ist aber ausgeführt von Professional Switch, da müsst ihr euch keine Sorgen machen.
I'm turning all of them on.
You're going to turn all of them on. And then if I want you to stop, I'll point at one and then go like this. So go like...
Your hands are, you're going to be holding these. You can't. I'll just turn them all off. I'll just,
You told me, right?
Smart.
One.
Junge, ist das ehrenlos mit diesen Waffen da. Alter, das sieht so dumm aus.
And the power of these 4 washers together was insane. The only way to describe the feeling is kind of as if a wet man was pushing back on my underarms while spitting on my face.
Nice. Holy shit.
what the? What?
Guten Tag, Herr Keller.
Wait, I wanted to
Andreas
eat the
Friede
watermelon
hier.
afterwards.
Ich habe Sie letztens in Berlin und auch im Ausland falsch packen sehen. Dass Sie
No
meinen Look 1 zu
watermelon
1 kopiert haben und wie ich aussehe, verzeihe ich Ihnen. Das ist die erste Warnung.
Is it any good?
I
Parken
did
Sie
not
richtig.
expect it to look like that.
Dude, it's like, it's turned
Shut
into a
up.
milkshake as well. It's
Ich
so
seh nicht aus wie der
frothy.
Typ.
Slushy. That's delicious.
It's actually not that bad. Good way to eat watermelon.
That's amazing. Tastes a bit like pool water. But
Yeah, it's full of chlorine.
And after a snack, I had enough confidence to continue. So with the wheelchair on standby, we were good to go, and Alexa turned on all 4 pumps.
Wirklich, normaler Tag in Australien einfach. Digga. Stell dir vor, du stehst so früh auf, Digga, und siehst deinen Nachbarn einfach mit so einer Konstruktion in seinem Garten.
Though I look very graceful here, it may surprise you to know that I didn't really have any control of the movements my body was making, nor could I let go of the trigger. I also couldn't scream loud enough over the pressure washers to tell Alexa to turn them off.
Warum ist der Typ, der die Dinger ausmacht und anmacht, auch gleichzeitig der Typ, der die Kamera hält, Bro? Was ein Scuffed-Setup. Ist das dumm?
You're telling me to turn it off and you're shooting at the machine that I meant to turn off. I'm like...
I couldn't really control it. It's bad because you start off with like strength, you know, but then the longer you're doing it, it's just like, I don't know, holding 15 kilos up. You get really, really tired.
Yeah.
And you just start to go, and then once you go a bit floppy, your arm just keeps going.
So I decided to have another go, but this time with the washers closer to my body and securely in my underarm.
Digga, auch hier diese Schultermount, dass man das hier so reinmachen kann, Junge, auf so richtig so eine, die haben legit einfach eine Waffe gebaut, Bro. Ich glaube, er hat auch eine Anzeige bekommen, weil er eine Tampon-Gun gebaut hat. Da hat er vom australischen Staat hat er einfach eine Anzeige
But also
bekommen.
with the scale
Meinte
to
er bei
see
dem
how much
Video,
force
Digga.
I was getting.
Bro.
And the scale was saying I was losing about 50 kilos, going
Holy
from
shit.
110 to 60-ish, which is a lot of force.
Meine Fußnägel sind so ekelhaft.
Then I decided to try jumping.
Oh.
Now it doesn't really look like anything is happening, but I did feel like I was getting a little bit more airtime than usual.
Ja, 100%ig, weil ich finde, das sieht man.
And I'm not trying to say I was anywhere close to flying, but it did look pretty cool. And in the slow-mo, you can see that I actually seem to get a bit of extra height and fall slower than usual. Or that could just be the wobble from the pressure washers and the slow-mo from the camera, making it look like that. So I gave it a couple more goes, but my altitude remained pretty similar. And with these pressure washers, I was getting around 12.5 kilos each.
Digga, mir einfach so irgendwo hinsprayen, weil er gar keine Kontrolle hat.
Meaning I would need 8 of these to get me off the ground, plus the weight of the pressure washers, so more like 10 of these. So unless I magically lose 50 kilos, I don't think these pressure washers are going to make anyone fly today.
Okay, was jetzt? Aufgeben? Aufgeben? Fragezeichen? Digga, ist das ehrenlos. Ey, wenn das jetzt passiert, ich
Come
schwöre.
with me. Come with me. Watch your head. Come with me. Come on. Thank you. Can we put this? Yeah. Now, just, yeah, keep it like that.
Thanks for watching. If you like that, please subscribe and check out some of my other videos.
Rasiert.